not quite Hollywood.
Hello and welcome to the next episode of HR Hustle and Hijinks. And for this episode, we have Mark Chipol.
Right, and?
Who else are we bringing in?
It sounds like somebody exciting arriving, but no, only me.
Oh, stop it. So Mark is the owner of Eden Utilities. And Mark and I have known each other for three
Just over, I think.
years.
Yeah.
We've collided into wonderful relationship of Mark and Amy. How did we actually meet? Oh, we were in a networking club-ish.
You were exiting, I was on my way out.
I was I dipped my toe in.
Yeah.
And then very quickly realised I did not like my toe in there. My toe did not belong in
there. It wasn't classy enough, yeah. So, no. And then, yeah, we met briefly after that, didn't we? Met in Horsham.
Yeah. Did we have food?
No, I think first date was just coffee.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, where was it? It was Carmela's Deli.
Oh, I've not ever been there again, you know.
Oh, is it a special place now?
Yeah, it's now sacred for you.
Oh, of course.
I couldn't possibly have coffee.
They're going to love that.
I'm sure they listen.
Invite that ball bloke back. He kills our custom.
All we wanted was to sell cappuccinos.
Yeah. So sad. But yeah, no, that's where we met, wasn't it? That was the first time, I think.
Yeah, that was fun. And then, so your business has gone from strength to strength since then.
It's grown massively since then.
So tell us a bit about Eden. What is Eden?
So Eden's a consultancy that mainly works on procurement. So we buy gas, power, water, oil, anything like that, any kind of utilities, hence the name. But we work with businesses kind of to give them a holistic view, really. So while we do procurement, we also do add-ons like solar and EV and all those kind of bits.
Yes.
My background really is like really huge stuff. And when I started the business, it was about bringing that kind of mentality to not necessarily the big users. I mean, obviously we still provide to quite a few big users now. Our client base is quite unique, I think. But I kind of thought back, and this would have been 10 years ago, probably more than that. And I thought, really, whether you're a SME business or whether you're... SME, yes, SME. But but whether you're that kind of business or whether you're an INC, industrial and commercial, in case you're going to ask.
Thank you.
The concerns are the same. It's about, am I using the right supplier? Am I buying at the right time? Is the price good? And I kind of thought, well, it's all relative, isn't it? But in the lower end of the market, and I use that word loosely, in terms of consumption.
You're so above it all.
I am, yeah, I'm so elitist. They're often taken advantage of or it's getting less and less now because the industry is changing, but it still appears, where they were being ripped off. And that's where the name Eden came from. It was this whole idea of like purity and honesty. And
I never knew that.
You see, you've learned something. So yeah, there was this idea of it being, I say wholesome, really. We wanted, because the way I used to work before was you'd have a direct fee with a client. You didn't have, you didn't build anything into the rate. As times moved on, more and more companies kind of want the fees built into the rate. Not everyone, and we'll do both. But I've always been a big advocate of, if we are building into the rate, we need to be able to declare that and show that cleanly.
Yeah, nice.
And we've always done that, always. And I've always said I'm happy for anyone to look at their contracts if they want. There's never anything hidden, ever. And that's a big thing for us. We're a small little business in our industry. I mean, we're a relatively good sized business now.
Yeah.
But compared to our competitors, they're big brand names.
But couldn't you say that for everyone?
What, that there's smaller businesses against big brands?
Yeah, particularly when you started, when you've got that boutique-y feel of being still being wholesome and small enough that you're not corporate and you don't lose the core, but also big enough to still be able to go out and tender with.
Yeah, I guess so. I think it's because it sounds like I'm going to be at work here, but
go on.
I am kind of at work.
Go on.
But energy is normally the second largest spend for a business, certainly for a larger business, behind your area.
People.
And so energy can be a huge cost. And that's why we end up dealing with board level at some very well-known blue chip companies, because the sign-off needs to be agreed by the board normally. So yes, we need to be able to present at that level. But equally, as I'm saying, if you're dealing with a smaller business, their concerns are the same. Their turnover might be much smaller. But equally, we did a bit of research. It must have been about 6 or 7 years ago now. And we found that businesses in Sussex were getting between 7 and 9 calls a day from brokers. So, we can buy your electricity cheaper, we can get your gas cheaper. But they're not really, because what they're doing is they're giving you, not all of them I'm sure, but they're giving you a price, but what they'll also do is they'll build a commission on top. And we found back then the average commission, when I spoke to a few suppliers, was between 2.5 and 3p a kilowatt. Now that doesn't sound like a lot of money, but if you start to add that into every kilowatt, if you're starting to use a large number of kilowatts, that becomes big money.
When you're talking about big, so what is like the average for a resi for like my house? What is my usage?
2.5, 3,000 kilowatts ish. A year.
A year, okay.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about big,
so we we were at businesses below that, depending on the brand and how they operate.
Yeah, but come on, the biggest.
The biggest we have, the biggest company we advise on is about 2.5 terawatts. So that's what. So I'm gonna have to edit this, but I think it's about.
I'm not smart enough to make that work.
I'll get a calculator out, but it's about 20 million kilowatts, or maybe more.
Wow.
So no, it'd be more than that. 20 billion.
And I'm assuming that is on. Would that be on multiple sites? It wouldn't just be
that's
one
across
site.
3,000 sites across the UK.
Wow, that's crazy, isn't it? When you think about it like that, you just don't even.
I know some of the businesses we work with are huge. I mean, we look after a very large waste company, and some of their biggest sites would be 40, 50 gigs, so 40, 50 million kilowatts. So
wow.
So you're talking big. We normally start, when we're buying for clients now, we try to look at about 500,000 kilowatts a year and up. But we do buy for much smaller. But
now we want to know about the big ones.
Yeah, everyone says that, but it's still, it matters for the small ones too. Like I say, it's the same thing. The only thing is, obviously, we don't make the same kind of cash out of the smaller ones than we do for the bigger ones.
Yeah.
And we're really designed as a business to work really for the larger users, because my background and the people that work within the team now are used to that kind of ethic. But each person that comes into Eden, or each business that we work with, has a nominated account manager, and that message has to go through all the time, whether you're Blogs and Co, or whether you're big INC corporate. They all need that support, and of course there has to be a time when you kind of go, actually you're going to have to hang on a second, but
hang on a second, because you've got a piddly usage.
No, it's not about. It's not. You sound like it's the wrong show, but it's not. It's not about size. It doesn't matter. It kind of matters, because when you're a bigger user, you can do more in the markets. You can tip different types of contracts.
Right.
And the smaller users are really stuck normally to a fixed price contract. So you'd pick your price today and you'd lock it out for a given term, whether that's 12 months, 24 months, whatever. And then you'd work with our trade desk, and our account managers would do the same to decide what would we be advising on. And the thing that Eden does, I think, differently to a lot of, I say smaller, the volume we look after is large, but we don't advise clients to look out always on long-term contracts because it's better for us. And it would be financially, it absolutely is, because you lock them away, you don't really need to worry about it.
Yeah.
But we do, because we still provide like a query management support system. And so if you've got an issue with a supplier, or if you're a smaller business, you've got an issue with a supplier, you'll be phoning up a call centre normally.
Yeah.
And sitting with that and waiting.
Exactly.
We obviously don't do that.
No.
We have senior contacts that are all nominated suppliers, and Eden's quite specific about the suppliers we'll work with as well. We won't work with all suppliers. And part of the service we offer to our clients is we don't have to go out to all the market, because we've already cleansed the list before we're talking to you, because we'd put the right supplier with you. So we wouldn't necessarily advise a small business to go with a big corporate supplier always, but we tend not to work with any of the little small suppliers either, because we want certainty for our clients. So when COVID hit, one of the things we do, we tend to work with well-known suppliers, because as I say, of the size of their portfolios, but also it gives a bit more protection to these businesses. So when consumption dropped off in a lot of businesses, because people were working from home then, every one of our clients was protected because of the contracts we have in place. Nobody came seeking. It's called a volume tolerance clause, but none of our clients were affected by that.
You're so nerdy, aren't you?
So boring. Isn't
Volume tolerance clause.
So we have that either negotiated out or extended, depending on the site we're talking to, the kind of services that they're taking, the type of contract that a client needs. So there's a few areas to it, and people just sit here and think, people don't know what we do. They think we just sit there and click on news switch all day long, but we don't. Obviously, we do a lot. And somebody said to me, this is a really corny line, but somebody said to me, I might have told you this before, actually. Someone said to me a long time ago about they didn't really understand what it is we did compared to like brokers and all the rest of it in the market. And they said, but it's kind of, and I don't mean to knock brands here, but said what they've come to realise is when they're working with like brokers, it's almost like working with the Avon lady, but working with Eden is like working with Chanel. And that's kind of what we try to do. It's kind of, we want to provide that higher end support service to all businesses. And I always bang on them about, you want to see us as an extension of your business, a partner, rather than, we are a supplier and we know we're a supplier. But in my mind, it's kind of like Amy Blick sitting there going, why has the oil price gone up or down? Stick her head around the door and go, oi, Eden, what do you reckon? And then we'll come back and say, this is what we think and this is what we're advising because of A, B and C.
Yeah.
It's a strange business in that we are still, I say, very small in our industry because you're up against people like Schneider, Mighty, Accenture, people like that, big businesses. But we can equally deliver the same level of service. We just don't have hundreds of staff to do it. A lot of our stuff is done online, or it's system based. We have a lot of partners around us as well to deliver higher grade, and we're really strict about that. Really strict, and the whole brand thing and the delivery of that matters to me. That sounds almost worky, doesn't it? It almost feels like I think these things through, but
I just love you so much.
it's great, isn't it?
I do just love you.
You need to get out more.
I do love you. So let's talk about the people in the business. So Eden is fully remote.
I do everything. I'm great.
I am the face of it all.
Just have my beauty and knowledge.
Don't you know?
This is it.
I'm actually a bit disappointed we don't have any of your stress balls
you
have in your office, because if it's a particularly stressful call, you just see you squeezing the life out of it.
Only when I'm talking to you, everything else calm.
Fully remote.
People, yes, all fully remote, yeah.
So also fully remote with people that are mixed between the south and the north. How do you deal with that? Obviously I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask anyway.
Okay.
So how do you deal with making sure that you have the core and the values right with people, but also that you check in with them enough? How does that work?
So we all have a company-wide team meeting once a week, and that's an opportunity for people to talk about any kind of major issues they've got going on, what's coming on that week, any problems they had the previous week, if they need help from anywhere. And then Mike, who you know, will meet with each member of the team throughout the week. Again, as another touch point. Just with Teams, as MS Teams, it makes a huge difference the way we operate. Again, not branding. I'm sure there are other chat facilities available, but for the way we operate, and with a lot of the large corporates that we work with, they tend to use Microsoft products rather than.
It is difficult to get anything else agreed through big companies.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've never seen a big company using Slack.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bing,
so maybe
bing,
the cool, funky ones. They use
a
things
tech
like that.
company, probably.
Exactly. Yeah. So we do talk to people like that, and then when they use different systems, like you with your non-Microsoft setup every day.
What do you mean?
Well, you've got Apple, haven't you?
Yeah, but I've got Microsoft on it
true,
because
yeah,
all the rest of the world are still
and that's the same problem
behind.
Yeah, behind. That's the same issue we have. I say it's an issue. It works fine for us, but as I say, Teams has worked really well for us.
Yeah.
And that kind of keeps the team all connected. And we regularly either use the chat facility. There's a team within the team, and we can chat or video call regularly. And it's just about, because we're still small enough to do that. We're not this mega corporate, we've got thousands of people and you kind of lose your identity then.
Yeah.
And that's important to me. I don't really want to lose that. I don't know how as we get bigger. That's one of the challenges I think we need to come to think about. But it's about getting the right people in, isn't it? And as you know, that's something I spend a lot of time stressing over.
But you don't need to anymore.
Well, yeah.
You don't need
Why?
to.
Because you're here.
No, just because you don't need to stress about it. You've
No,
used up all of your stress if you've got like stress in a canister, I feel like you've used it all up. You're on your second canister now.
That's a much bigger one. Yeah.
Let's bring in the big canisters
with a tube on it. Yeah.
I'm so stressed.
But it's about making sure you get the right people in. I think if people, and I said this to you earlier, and it sounds really corny, but it's true. I've always said, like, because I've always worked in a commercial role. Well, I used to work operationally years back, and I got moved into a commercial role when I was at Seaboard by an old manager of mine. People went, "No, who Seaboard is if you're young and funky," but
nobody
it was
knows
pre-EDF, and but I kind of come to. Well, I still believe that you can learn the operational stuff. You can learn about CWOS, GWOS, and all the bits of an electricity contracts. Don't worry about it. Don't need to worry about those bits. But
metering.
You can learn those bits. Yeah, you can learn about metering. You can learn all this. You can learn how to buy a flex contract. All those things. Or the mechanics behind it. But I think the person, like, if commercially, I think I've always said, and I've worked in account management, I think you either can or you can't. You can learn bits of it, but I think when the pressure's on, you got to have that.
Yeah.
And I think if you got that, you just got it. And I think, you meet people occasionally, you think, yeah, you've got it. You can learn the rest. The rest is it's just reading, it's experience. But I think, people have got to be charismatic, I hope, and they've got to be honest when they're working with Eden. They've got to be honest in the way they operate, and they've clearly got to understand the markets because the kind of level of client that we deal with. But we can teach you that, we can work with that, and people within the business now. I think we've all, well, no, not all of us, but most of us have got an energy background, but a couple didn't, and you wouldn't know that now if you spoke. But they've all got that. As Mike calls, the Eden about them. We're really funny about that. It's kind of like you have to have that right feeling about you, and that's true for the partners. So like HR, not that just because you kick my head in if I go elsewhere, but
if you if you wanted to go elsewhere, you are more than welcome.
Oh, thanks. Is that nice? We divorced as well now.
I mean, I could probably go back to Carmela Deli without missing you.
I can't believe that. Carmela's hit page is going, "Whoa, she's back."
Imagine if you had another HR person. I think I would have to move. I'd have to move to like the Isle of Wight or something. I'd be disgraced.
Never speak to you again. But no, we do. Like, when we're dealing with partners, it's really important that we work with the right people. And it is more. I mean, your knowledge of what you do is excellent. You know that.
Isn't yours? I think I couldn't do what you do.
I think you could. You could learn it. You could.
I think one thing you always undersell yourself with, and this is one thing that you've taught me, is that.
What is that?
And whoever's listening, I need you to go onto YouTube and go and look at what this is.
It doesn't exist.
Rubby. There is an emoji for that now.
Is there?
Yeah.
Can I claim that?
I think it's probably yours.
Trademark.
Ask them if they can send you some commission.
Every time it's used, I might retire early. You never know.
There you go. And you taught me about this. And I think you actually did it on the first time we met.
Yeah.
Like, people have this. Yeah. And it's like the charisma, the being dynamic and having something about them. And I think you either have it or you don't. But it also similarly comes with its own curses as well as its blessings, because then you can be a bit marmitey and you can, like, people just sometimes don't want to choose you. But then that also means that you are a magnet to people who are similar to you and want to be around you and be in your orbit.
Yeah, hopefully.
And I think that is something that you're very authentic with. And that's what I really love about being around you, is that the je ne sais quoi.
It's difficult to explain. I don't know what it is.
It's like a peri-peri sriracha mayo.
I'm not quite as classy as you, yeah. Tomato sauce.
Bit of tomato sauce, bit of balsamic.
Yeah, I don't even do that.
But it's got to have a little bit of something in it.
It's got to have some, and I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's like, when we were putting our CRM together, the guy that was doing that, he was right. He was like, but how do you explain that? And he's right. He's right. How do you explain it? And I can't. I could just tell. You just feel it. And I don't always get it right. As you know, had a couple of issues where I don't get it right. But most of the time.
Yeah. It's like a radar.
Yeah, it sort of is.
Eden radar.
Eden radar, yeah. I don't know, it's just... Yeah, I don't really know. It's a difficult one to explain. But I think, like I say, if you've got that bit about you, you've got that bit, you said dynamism, and, that way about you, you can learn the rest.
Yeah, something you have to have a bit about you. I think
You do, and I think it's about ethics. It's about
yeah,
basically being kind. It's about being a decent human, using one of your lines. And I think if they're a good human, if they're a decent person at the core, and the flip side of that, we do come across people that try and take advantage of that.
yeah.
That happens a lot. But I
That's
think
because you're so lovely.
oh yes, it's so lovely all the time.
So lovely.
But not everyone would say that. But you know, yeah. But I think if you're a decent human and you're working within the business, you kind of understand. You know, it's about. I genuinely worry about making sure we provide the right advice to all clients, always.
Yeah.
And I worry if we miss an opportunity. Thankfully, it doesn't happen that often. But you know, and if people are people when they make mistakes, it's how is that fixed? And I always say that if I'm buying a product or I'm working with anyone, it's all great and it all looks amazing. But when something goes wrong, how do you deal with it? And that's where I think we're pretty good at that actually, because like everything, people make mistakes. We do. So people looking at this going, he hasn't done his hair properly again today. But
was it windy outside?
it was okay, absolutely. But
I think that's really important when you're talking about like how you communicate. Basically,
it is about
everything comes back
communication,
to communication. And I was doom scrolling on Instagram the other day. Do you know what doom scrolling is?
I'm not young enough.
Okay,
I do know
so
what it is.
I was like knee deep in. I started watching
Not very deep.
Tiny Tots,
Knee deep,
about 3 inches.
Yeah.
I started watching this Tiny Tots thing, and I don't know whether you remember Tiny Tots. I'm a bit older than I feel like you missed.
No, I do know who they are.
Yeah, okay. And it was I just ended up in this whole big deep hole, and then I got to like a job searcher, like or something, and something about it was something really weird, and it said how can you tell that somebody's kind when HR strips the kindness out of everyone? I was like, it's not our fault. But it's really interesting, like hearing you speak about how you run your business remotely when so many people have the challenges of that, but keeping your ethos and the charisma of who you're looking for. But it also doesn't matter how big or how small you are, you still get the same level of service and you do it in a way that is consistently communicative.
Yeah, has to be.
Because everything, I feel like, everything everywhere in the whole entire being of the world all comes back to communication.
Totally agree.
And being consistent. Yeah. And you have to be authentic with your communication, because otherwise how can you be consistent?
That's true. Yeah.
And I think I do a lot of work with people that can't manage upwards. I think that that's a real skill, and that's a skill I think that you learn really quickly when you've got clients, because you want to manage their expectations, but you also want to manage them just enough that they see your value, but also not too much that you overservice.
It's difficult. I think a lot of businesses must feel that. It is really tough. Yeah.
Particularly when you care so much.
Yeah, and you do. And I know it sounds really corny, but I do. That is amazing.
Why is that corny?
Because
you should care.
You should do. You should, but I honestly think you should. Yeah. Well, I genuinely do deeply worry about things. Really, really worry.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure that we're doing the right thing all the time. It probably is like the centerpiece. It's driving everything all the time, and I worry about silly little things that I think. I can't even think of an example, but I'm sure I worry about things that a lot of people don't even think about. But I do. I overthink a lot, and it's about this quest to make sure that we're doing things right and always delivering.
In my mind, I saw you dressed up as a pirate.
Kinky, but I'll go for that.
I don't know whether pirates aren't really sustainable though, are they? It's actually the parrot. Party want a cracker? But a gluten-free one.
Always gluten-free. Yeah. Don't bring that into it. I hate that. I really hate that. But yeah.
Let's talk about sustainability.
Okay.
So, I think sustainability is probably one of your hot topics of the season.
Yeah.
And I'll go first with employee benefits, if you don't mind. Let's talk about the EVs and how that works in your business, because I think this is one of those things where a lot of people don't know about being able to. Is it a benefit? It is kind of a benefit. It's probably more a perk, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose it is a perk, isn't it? Yeah.
And being able to salary sacrifice a car, and I don't think people understand it. So, why did you choose it? And are people liking it?
I think people are liking it, yeah. So they have to have an EV car.
Yeah.
And you say it's part of the salary sacrifice. and as part of the deal, we've agreed everything's rolled into that fee, so insurance, maintenance,
which is amazing, isn't it?
Tyres and everything. Yeah, it's all.
You get 4 new tyres a year.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal, isn't
Just
it?
feel like going doing some donuts in the car park just for the sake of it.
Coming up to a year, quickly.
Yeah, let's get all changed.
It's like F1 racing, quickly.
But yeah, I think that's been a bit of a success. Yeah, we're still rolling it out. It's still quite a new thing, but we've had 2 now. Well, the second one will be coming in next week. So yeah, that's working well. I think it's been well received, and we can do either a new car or you can do like second hand, which brings the prices down. So most staff should be able to benefit from it.
And what a lot of people I don't think understand, I'm going to just talk it through because I think lots of people think salary sacrifice and they shut down. So the way that it works is you get your choice of your cars, don't you? But it's based on your salary banding. Yeah, so your choices are based on your salary banding, because you can't take a car out like a Lamborghini and then be underneath the minimum wage. So that's basically the way it works.
And it's not an EV.
No, true. You can't take out an electric Lamborghini.
Or a
Not that
Porsche.
you would.
Yeah, you can have a Porsche. Yeah,
Yeah, so then you get that a certain amount of money, which it calculates for you, taken off your pay before tax.
Yeah.
So really, it's great for the employee because they're able to afford a car.
That's right. Yeah.
That they probably wouldn't have been able to afforded. It goes to your salary, so you don't have to worry about paying for the payments somewhere else. It then is technically really a tax relief because then you're being taxed on less money that you earn.
Right.
And it's great for you as a business.
Yeah, we get relief as well. Employers' tax relief, yeah, so we get that, which is good. I mean, there's a benefit for us, clearly, and that is one of the motivators to get it in. But that is an element for us. The benefit is good for us. But I did like the idea, as you say, if you're going to go to the shop and spend however many £1,000 on a car, you can get the same car but for less money.
Yeah.
Because you're getting employee taxed.
Yeah.
And that can be a good benefit for people.
Yeah.
And I think if they understand that and it's worked out properly for them, then yeah. And I think the fact the package that you get all the bits with it and all the rest of it, I think that's really
brilliant.
It's really cool.
Kind of almost wished I was an employee when you put it in. I was like, I wish I was an employee.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, it's one of the things we do, and I think trying to look after. I mean, you and I, but we all try and look after staff, as you know, and it's one of my major motivators, because I think if you find the right people, you want to make sure you retain them. That's really important to me. And it's not just the cost of trying to find new people, it's not finding the people that have got that. Once you've got them, and I think once they're in and they're working well, they become part of the fabric of the business.
Yeah.
So you want to kind of hold on to those key people. And so anything we can do to add on, so as you know, we like, coming from you, like people now get their birthday off. And
love it.
Julie wants 3 birthdays a year, but
love Julie.
And but yeah, things like that. A little now closing over Christmas, which I think is a really good idea. I think,
which is difficult though as a business owner when you're when it's still coming out of your pocket.
But I don't worry about things like that. I should do.
You do, but let me tell you, a lot of people do. So I always have this argument about why is your office not shutting? Like you're asking, you're not going to have anyone call you, so why are you making people do a rotation of a day? It's just naff.
No.
But I think one thing that you are really good at is benefits and perks, and I think I've had 3 people since you did the EV car. I've had 3 clients sign up their businesses to the EVs.
Doing. It's well worth it.
And it's really difficult because obviously there is that whole debate about electric cars and what that means, and is it truly sustainable?
Yeah.
But without getting into the ins and outs of a gnat's arsehole on true sustainability, I think it's literally a no-brainer.
People talk to us about that, about is it really sustainable? We've got to think about putting another car and all the batteries. And I get that, I understand it, I completely get all that. But at least we're making a step towards doing something. I'm not saying it's the perfect answer yet, but it's where we are at this point in time.
Yeah.
And there's already people talking about hydrogen cars and things like that. And maybe that will come. I don't know
how fast they would be. The electric cars are already fast enough.
I don't know. I drive carefully and within the speed limit all the time, Mrs. Blitt.
Do you?
Yeah.
Boring.
But yes, they talk about different ways of operating, and I'm sure there will be as we move on. But I think we're at least doing something. The intent is there to do something. It's like when we buy, going back to Eden again, like, so if we're buying electricity for clients, and some people want purely green, sustainable energy, and then you get the people going, well, how do I know that the power is coming out of the plug socket? You don't. You're basically paying a fee to help the development of sustainability across the UK. I can't guarantee the power coming from your plug socket is generated using green.
What is green? Like a seagull farting on the wind turbine, and it goes a bit
faster.
So this is made by seagull farts.
A number of things. So you've got wind, you've got solar. So we have Infinity, so energy from waste. So the whole circular economy thing. So yeah, green is basically you're putting your money where your mouth is. You're kind of looking to help towards the future. So the EV salary sacrifice for cars, it's all part of that. It's just, it's certainly reducing our fossil fuel usage. Yes, okay, you've got argument about saying
there's an argument about everything.
From, get all of that, but
think about the seagulls, how much they've got to fart.
A lot of seagulls. I'm going to get them all Eden branded.
Yeah, like what we'll do, we'll just tag Peter in this and be like, the poor seagulls. We need a campaign for the seagulls. Right, I've got some questions.
Okay,
here we go.
Nothing difficult.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee every time. Tea's one of the very few foods I won't eat.
Really?
Yeah, one very few.
Why not?
People drink that for pleasure. I know that is. I'm going to get fired here.
Even from England?
I know. Yes, look at my slightly dark skin.
Yeah, I know.
Gives me away.
First job you ever had?
I was a milkman's buddy when I was.
Buddy,
14.
you didn't even make it out, buddy.
I don't think I never got promoted high enough. They saw straight through me. I couldn't drive the van, but that was early mornings compared to what I do now. But first, I had a Saturday job working in the computer games industry.
Milkman buddy, definitely.
Rock and roll, eh?
Your go-to snack?
I think about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd say toast, but that's a bit more making, is it? So maybe crisps.
What
Savoury
flavour?
every time. Oh, I don't know. It depends on the mood.
How do you feel about pretzels?
Pretzels, what are they? Don't forget, I've got to be gluten free for me.
Oh, so, yeah, of course.
So,
how do you feel about air?
Vegan. I can't say vegans either. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Quickly, Peter.
Think about the main tune with the seagulls. Pretzels. Yeah, they're all right. Yeah, I'd eat them.
Yeah, no, enthusiasm was lackluster.
Yeah, well,
A quote that shaped your leadership style.
I have no idea.
Okay, no, wait. The next one's actually better. What's the strangest client request you've ever had?
What we do is really boring. So, I say boring.
It's not boring.
It's not boring. No,
it's
what
boring
we do, if you understand like the trading and the markets, that's really quite interesting, and you understand what affects the markets and how that's affecting your price and all those things. That is quite interesting. But odd requests, I don't know. Well, I tell you earlier about the blokey that spent 30 grand a year at a major supplier. Thought he was in the top 3 users in the UK, so could we get him free rugby tickets? And when you think it's £30,000, there's a lot of money to spend. Of course, there's a lot of money,
but not.
But it's nowhere near.
Not enough. And also, you sponsor Crawley Town Football Club, don't you?
We do indeed. Yeah.
Have you ever had any weird requests from? Well, not from
Nobody's
them, but like related to that.
So you can say, do they want me to play for them? Then not that bad. No, we do a lot of stuff with Crawley actually. We do a lot. So we do a stand. We've got a stand down the back of shirt sponsorship.
I know on FIFA.
That's the reason.
That's when you've made it.
Yeah.
Made it onto FIFA.
I'm not personally there yet. Measurement my face on the wall might be cool.
What a good time.
Wide.
Do you know what you should do? You should change the logo to just your face.
Imagine that. That'd be all.
I've got Chipol on the back of my shirt.
Heavier than I thought. Anyway, we do quite a bit. No, they've not made any strange requests. No, they're good people. They're all right. So that's really. I've got nothing exciting to tell you about that. Yeah, they're very green. We'll say that.
Are they? Yeah, they have green grass.
They have very green grass. Yeah, but no, the whole thing for them. No, they're on Infinity. So.
What's your one sustainable, one piece of sustainable advice that you would give a business? Like just a bog standard business. They've got an office. They've got some shitty little recycling bin that they sometimes put their green top bottle of milk in.
Yeah. Again, so let's say Infinity. So that's designed around that. So we talk to businesses about you recycle your plastics, your paper, whatever. But stuff you throw in the bin, what do you do with it? It just gets taken away and goes to waste.
Yeah.
So we work with suppliers and partners that's taken to the waste centre, and power is generated from the gas that's emitted from that waste.
Got you.
We then buy the power that's generated from that gas, sell it back.
Oh, I didn't realise that's what it did.
So
I didn't realise it was the gas.
It's the gas that powers, that moves the fans that create electricity.
Got you.
So that's an easy win. I mean, that's really easy. It's just literally a signature, and that will make your business greener still. So you're recycling, you're doing all of that. What else can you do? Well, that's an easy thing to do. Nothing changes for you. It's just an electricity contract. It's just the source of generation that we work in the back end to sort. There's an uplift in fee to do that from a supplier, because to buy green power is more expensive than brown. But again, it's like I say, you're asking people to put
brown power.
Brown, dirty brown power.
Ooh, pooey brown.
You don't really, it's not kind of like it used to be in years.
They're not making it sexy, are they? Brown power. Probably for the good. For probably a good thing.
Probably not a bad thing. Yeah. So.
Do you recycle at home?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you? Do you rinse out stuff?
I've married Felicity Kendall from the. You don't know who this is.
Just calling Julie Felicity is just unreal.
She'd kill me for that.
Does she rinse stuff out?
Oh yeah.
Does she?
Oh crikey, yeah. If she could recycle me, she would.
Really?
Yeah,
how do you feel about people that put appliances in their normal bin?
It's not something I really thought about. I don't really worry about it.
Because sometimes I think, what happens if I put this battery in the bin?
You see, that can be really dangerous.
I put them in a little sandwich bag, and then I've got about 15 downstairs, because I start a new sandwich bag and I forget where I've put it.
It's no good.
So they're downstairs somewhere.
Yeah, no, I mean, some of the stuff people put in their rubbish is quite terrifying. I was trying to take you around one of the centres here.
Can you?
Yeah, I can probably arrange it, yeah, but...
I would love that. That would be the best thing.
It sounds really boring, like they talk about the kind of stuff they see, and I remember talking to one of the guys, I'm not sure if it was here at Brookhurst or it was one of the sites, but they had a canister in the waste. Yeah. And I can't remember how, but one reason, and basically the canister shot out through the roof and landed a couple of miles away in someone's garden.
Stop it.
So this canister had swords, like samurai swords. There's a waste area in London that you've kind of got weapons that come through. Dead bodies, horses, and all kind of weird things. So yeah, it's all.
What the? Wow.
It's because I stick my nose into waste.
That is so interesting. That is actually really interesting. I love recycling.
Yeah, that's not considered recycling. Have my horse.
Here, I've got really bored of this dog.
Dogs, yeah.
No.
No,
I wanted it to be a job.
Quick you round there.
Yeah, this is our lunchtime chat of shit that people put in bins.
Yeah.
We'll do another episode. Shit that's been put in bins.
Yeah, the viewer numbers would just crash off. No,
that is wild.
No, there are some.
That's really sad.
That is sad, but we don't use that to generate power.
No, we don't burn everybody's strawberry vapes to generate the green, sustainable power.
No, but like I say, that's probably the easiest, quickest win for businesses, I think. There are all the, EVs. There are lots of things they can do. So there's this cycle to work scheme, stuff like that. If that's
don't. The cycle to work scheme is such a weird one, because it's supposed to be easy, but it's not, and it just makes it all very confusing. But it can be easy if you've got somebody who knows what they're doing.
They know what they're doing,
Because then it's just a loan. But the problem is with remote businesses is that technically you should be using your bicycle to cycle to work.
Yeah, so we can't do it, but yeah.
But it's the cycle around
just
scheme.
Walk around the living room instead.
Pop your helmet on, put your lights on that the company pay for, and you're on your bicycle.
Exactly, yeah. But so I think that's probably that's the easiest win, I think, for people.
Yeah.
From an Eden perspective, I'm sure there's a million more. If you get a proper green warrior, eco warrior, they'll give you many more views. But yeah.
Make sure your cardboard's not wet.
Oh yeah, no, don't do anything like that. Make sure it's the right kind of paper.
No.
Yeah, put your
300
medical
GSM.
waste in a separate bin.
Oh, is it FSC?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Oh God. And on that note,
we ended.
We're at the end.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'll come back again then.
Oh yeah, shit that's in bins.
So I'm going to watch this. You're going to watch it. We have 2 viewers.
Yeah.
We guess that.
Well, maybe I'm sure we can get somebody in our family to watch it.
Ish.
Bye.
See ya.